Hey everybody, Joe Hubbard here, and welcome to my new website. In this guided tour, I'll be sharing several concepts about learning to become a better improvising bassist and how to get the most out of my online learning platforms, including my books, my bass foundation course, and my 2-year bass mastery course. So, the main purpose when designing this new site was to introduce all the different training platforms that I offer. This way, students from all over the world will have a clearer understanding regarding how to become a better improvising bass player through the internet rather than attending an established music school. Now, you might be a bit skeptical about this, but the reason for this lies in the order in which you learn something. Many people miss this, but this concept greatly affects the outcome of what you're trying to learn and also the time that it ultimately takes you to do that. Unfortunately, in most music schools, the sequence in which you learn something is often presented in a random order. This often leads to confusion, self-doubt, and discontent. The same outcome exists with a lot of self-study. For instance, with the advent of learning platforms like YouTube, which creates this kind of smorgasbord effect, the student often ends up becoming confused and overwhelmed. Through my bass foundation course and my 2-year bass mastery course, as a teacher, I'm able to control the sequence in which you learn all these different concepts. All these lessons are drip-fed weekly, forcing you into a disciplined routine, and therefore you end up thoroughly learning each new step as they progress one by one. So what's really cool about this is each time I teach you a new concept, it's always framed in the context of all the previous lessons that you've already learned. This way, you'll never feel confused, while at the same time learning to absorb all this new information in far less time. Now, everywhere you look these days, there's a new online bass program popping up all over the place. I get a lot of people who ask me, what's the difference between what you teach and what everybody else is doing? And the difference is massive. Simply put, most online learning programs fall into one of these following categories. They're either taught by really good musicians whose forte is not teaching but rather playing. With this model, the student must already have a high level of competence because what's offered will only ever enhance the students who are already really good bass players. The next model is comprised of bass teachers who nobody's ever heard of, and their main objective is what I call a student-led learning experience. This is where the lessons are not based on musically driven principles, but rather quick fixes, tricks, slapping, and learning bass lines to random songs with no real connection to the music that you want to play. Add to that learning environments that feature a different teacher every week, which inevitably contradicts last week's guest teacher, along with what's coming in the following week, and you'll end up with a melting pot for learning disaster. All these learning models lead to confusion and, most importantly, stagnates the whole learning process. Okay, so now that I'm all fired up, let me take you through this guided tour. The first thing that you need to do when you hit the home page is enter your name and your email address right in here. So if I just sort of highlight this, you can see that this is where your name goes and this is where your email address goes. So the idea with this is that you can get this new ebook that I have called The Improvising Bassist Pathway to Total Freedom. This breaks down several different concepts. It's kind of a cool book. It's about a 26-page book. And then it sort of finishes off with going through my entire catalog of my books and my courses with sort of detailed descriptions about what's in each one of those products. And that will help you decide to what sort of thing that you need to invest if you're looking to do something like that. If you sort of then scroll down the page, you sort of see here in the middle of the page, this has 4 little circles where you can check out what I offer. You know, it's got a new product store, so if we click on that, it takes us over to the product store, and you can see, you know, what's happening here. It's got a list of all my books, and it's a much cooler and cleaner and sharper layout. And it also has my Alien Nation play along package. This is not only for bass players but also for drummers. You get the score, you get the play along track, you get the original track, and the actual individual part, either bass part or drum part. And so also, what an addition to what I have as far as this store is concerned is this particular page, which is a YouTube transcriptions page. So at the moment, I only have 2 items here that coincide with a couple of the James Jamerson videos that I have available. So what's cool about that is, you know, for a very small price, you see here, it's like £1.50. It's approximately $2. And this one's £3, a little bit more involved with the analysis and stuff. Is that, you know, you can get the accompanying PDF for the actual video. Sometimes when I've done some of these videos on YouTube, which are free, people have requested the PDF as well. There's a couple of performance things on there, like there's the 24 bar blues that I play, and I think I'm going to go ahead and transcribe that and put that onto my YouTube transcriptions page. So that will eventually build up with some various different options that you can check out. So if you go, here is something new. This is my bass foundation course, and I'm really excited about this. This is going to be an interactive course. We click on this, you can sort of see what's happening here. This is where you see here 63 days to go. So basically the enrollment is going to start August 1st, 2018. This is based on 24 lessons. Okay, so it is over the period of 24 weeks. And you can see here we've got the lessons, you've got the course worksheets that will be downloadable, and it will also include lesson highlights, link to practice tracks, examples, recaps, practice strategies, and assignments. You'll also be made part of a Facebook group where we will have live workshops, and that will be every 6 lessons. So there'll be 4 different live workshops that will accompany this. And what's really important, if you scroll down here, it's got, you know, a pretty extensive FAQ thing here. I like the way that I designed this to where you can click here, you can see the question. If you want the answer, you can basically see what's going on there by just clicking. Okay, and then you can either send me a message, or if you want to go ahead and pre-enroll, then you hit the pre-enroll page. And this is going to take you to where you can pay, and it's on offer at the moment. Special pre-enrollment price of $199. That's approximately $280. Some people sometimes say, you know, what's the actual rate of exchange that you use? And it really is the current rate of exchange. Sometimes these are approximate dollar. I'm based in the UK, so I'm charging a UK price. It's an approximation on the dollar because these rates can fluctuate every day. So the main thing, you can easily go on Google and look at the rate of exchange for the day to get the exact thing. So you can either pay in one lump sum of $199, or you can pay over 3 different payments, but you're not going to really get the benefit of the deal. You make 3 monthly payments at £99 each, but for some people that might be a good option. The thing about this course, which is essential to understand, is that it is limited to the enrollment. So the enrollment will close on August the 1st. And then it will just be those people that will do the course. And the reason for this is because we are having the 4 different live workshops, And if it was left open for anyone to enroll in, then that would not be cohesive for the people who originally enrolled. So it's like you enroll, you're going through the course. When we do the live workshops, it's like getting a private lesson for, with me, but you'll be in a group of people. And, whether it's a group of 10 people or 50, it's limited at 50 people. I doubt there'll be 50 people that will enroll, but if there are, then there'll be 50. But there will not be any more than 50. My estimate is that there'll probably be around 15 to 20 guys that are on this course. So this is a great opportunity to do a true beginner's course with me. And there's a lot of talk on the internet about how just because someone's a beginner, the teacher that teaches them doesn't have to be that good. This is complete hogwash, and what you want to be getting is good quality instruction right from the very beginning. This is how you're going to become better. I have like 35 years of case studies. Most every student of mine who's been with me and gone through and practiced and actually actively participated in what they did, they got incredibly better. So I have a very high success rate with this. So if we then go back to the home page, you can see here, I'll just click off on some of these tabs. You can see here that the next circle here shows my 2-year base mastery course. Now this takes you straight to the Joe Hubbard Base Video Lessons site, which is my membership site. And if you don't know anything about this, then what you need to do is sign up for this, get the 3 free lessons. These are unique to this. They're not available on my YouTube channel or anything like this. And get those and then see whether this sort of thing will be good for you. At the moment, it has 3 memberships, which is a silver membership. This gives you basically the access to what I call the lesson lounge. And if you click on here, this will take you through these different lessons. And to take you through rather these different categories which house the different lessons. And here you can see at the moment what's available on this is around 70 lessons plus the 10 transcriptions, and it's very comprehensive and very involved. So you then, if you go to back to this idea here, the gold membership, this takes you into what's called the basement. This is my 2-year base mastery course. And this is 2 years, that's 48 lessons a year plus a few bonuses. So in the end, over the 2 years, you end up with 100 different lessons. And you can either do this on 4-string or 5-string. This is my most popular course. And the other thing about that base mastery course, which I forgot to say, is those lessons, 24 weekly lessons, will be drip fed weekly. It's the same concept as this gold membership, which is the 2-year base mastery course. Now, what a lot of guys do when they join, if they join the silver membership, they upgrade immediately to either the gold or the premium. And the great thing about the premium is that you have access to everything, which is all the lessons in the lesson lounge, which do complement some of the stuff that's going on in the basement or the gold membership. And so you get everything. And you also get access to a forum, which is really good because you can go there and ask me questions. So this particular site is really aimed more at intermediate players. So if you are an intermediate player or maybe an advanced beginner, you can go here to this the 2-year base mastery course. The base foundation course is meant to prime you to get into this 2-year base mastery course with success. And every now and again, I do a lifetime membership with what's going on in the 2-year base mastery course. So you need to keep your eyes peeled for these offers. I really only do this once a year now. And you pay a one-time fee and you get lifetime access to everything that's on there, the lesson lounge and the basement. And then here is the one-to-one Skype lessons. Now, the thing is, the online learning platforms are really great, and I've put a lot of work into making these the best that I possibly can. But is the Skype lessons better? Probably yes, because you have me that's taking you along the path, but it's a lot more expensive. And if you do the Skype lessons, you have to do this on a weekly basis. I don't do it any other way. So if you kind of go through this, you can see this talks about how it works. And you can see as well, like, you know, some testimonials. I got a great testimonial. This was taken directly from Jeff Berlin's Facebook page. So this is a bona fide, authentic testimonial. And you can read a few others, one from Pino Palladino, and another one from a great bass player from New York, Ivan Bodley. So if you look at the options for study, I only do 2 options now, which is a 12-lesson bundle. This is 1 hour per week, or you can get a 4-lesson 1-hour bundle. And again, you got to do this every week. So the way this works is you sign up for 12 lessons, and then at the end of that 12, if you want to continue, you can. If you don't, you can stop. The idea, though, if you stop, is that you will risk losing your space, because I limit the Skype lessons to 15 students a week, and I'm almost always maxed out with that. At the moment, I'm full. And every now and again, a space comes available, but it's not that often. So again, you have to be really super committed to do that. With the online platform, you have a little bit more leeway to take your time doing the different things, especially if you invest in the lifetime access for this 2-year course. A lot of guys do this 2-year course, and this is hard too because they got to keep up with it. But if you do the lifetime access, then you can go back and you can have access to this at any time. Another important thing about these courses is the base mastery of the base foundation course. Let me go back to that for a second, because it's important to understand this course is for 24 weeks. And some people ask me, how long do I have access to that material? And you'll have access to that material for 1 year. So but with the 2-year base mastery course, you only have access to this material as long as you're a member. So if you join for a month and then you stop, you will no longer have access to this. So you do not own any of this material that you're going through. I own it. You are merely renting it. So that's kind of an important thing to understand. Come down here, you can check out some of my endorsements and people that I'm working with, and then you go further down here, and it's sort of, it's a little bit of explanation about me. If you want to learn more about that, you can click on that tab there, and you can see a condensed biography of my career, both as a player and as a teacher, and some of the highlights of both of those categories. If you go back to the home page and we go down, you see on this home page there is the tabs for clicking on the different things, but it's at the bottom of this particular page. I do still have a blog, and I'm going to start doing this every week now. I've been so busy just putting together this site that I haven't had a lot of time to update this, but it's got this sort of page here where you can access all the actual entries. So it's got all the old entries that were on the other site. So if you want to pick on one, then you just click on the read more. This is my recent entry, which is just welcoming people to the new site. And you can go ahead and put a comment on the page. You see someone's already commented on there, and it shows you some of the different things that you can click on to. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And so yeah, there's the blog page there. So if I go back there to the home page,
So
I've also got this video here. Make sure that you watch that. That's kind of a cool message that I'm giving over. And then here is just kind of going through the different tabs. We've already pretty much looked at all of these except for my new podcast, which I'm going to have a different guy every month. The first guy is a Italian-based player called Lorenzo Felicciati, who's a really good friend of mine. Name of the podcast is Inside Baseball, and it's a little play on words, but what I wanted to do with this podcast was to really make it more of a conversational thing than an interview. Like, when did you start playing? What instrument do you play? These are boring interviews that are all over the internet. I wanted to make it like just a conversation. Thing is, I know everyone in the business, and this is just like me and whoever I'm interviewing just kind of chewing the fat and putting the worlds to right. It's a great interview with Lorenzo. If you've never heard of him, he's in a band called Twinscape, which has one of the guys from Porcupine Tree in it, and he's an incredible bassist and has a lot to offer in many different styles, and a bit of an unsung hero. And the other thing as well is that I will be featuring a lot of unsung heroes. There's a lot of flavors of the month that everyone interviews, and everyone thinks that they're going to get more hits. I really want to give you more quality. So this is where I'm coming from. The next interview that's coming next month is Rufus Philpott. I've already done it, just in the editing process of this now. Had a great interview with him about playing with drummers. So this is very cool. So we'll look forward to hearing this. And then I've got loads of different guys in the sidelines that I'm going to be interviewing in the next few weeks for this. So this is going to be a very cool thing for you guys to check out. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. I just wanted to give an insider's view on how to navigate this site and some of the different options that are available for study with me, either through the internet or via Skype. And make sure that if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel that you do. This is very important. Again, one of the things that I didn't cover is that if you go here, you can go to my YouTube channel. You can click on this here, and this takes you right to my YouTube channel. And you can check out everything that I have to offer there. Also, I have a Bandcamp page, and this has my track Alien Nation. You can buy this for £1 or more, and I'll be adding different tracks to this as time goes by. Currently working on a project which is going to sort of deliver a few more tracks to this. So, and then my Facebook page and my Twitter page. So, make sure you like my Facebook page and send me a tweet at Joe Hubbard Bass on Twitter. And if you've got any comments or anything about the new site or questions about what's going on with how to study with me. So hope it was good, and I'll see you on the other side. Until then, practice smart, work hard, and play creatively.